Hey, welcome to Two Doctors Homestead. My name's Daniel, and want to talk about surviving in a group, right? And it's a question that comes up, and to me, it's more than just a moral dilemma. Meaning, if you had, say, you had 100 days worth of food stashed away, would you save it for yourself if SHTF happened? If you couldn't, in a situation you couldn't get more food and you're living on your stored rice and beans, would you rather have 100 days worth of food to yourself, or would you share it with 10 people, knowing you only had 10 days worth of food? And for my part, I would share it with 10 people, right? I'd rather have 10 people for 10 days than be by myself for 100 days. And it's not that I don't want to be alone, and I'll explain, right? Survival in any kind of difficult environment, and any kind of SHTF would likely be a difficult environment. You're going to need a group of people, right? You're not just going to be able to survive on your own. When are you going to sleep? Are you going to be able to guard your house? What if you're in a situation where people are violent? How are you going to guard your house if you don't have extra people? You can't stay up all night and stand watch and then get up the next day and get firewood if you're getting firewood for the heat. And how about filtering your water? Do you need to go collect water? Do you need to cook food? If you have a garden, are you going to work the garden? Do you need to scout? Do you need to patrol? Also stand guard the entire time so people aren't stealing your 100 days worth of food. In any situation, you need a group. You need a group to survive, especially if you have different skills in your group, right? And you can look at the rugby players that were trapped in the mountains in the snow a long time ago. I think it was in the 70s, something like 42. I'm going to check because I'm making numbers up here. 45 people crashed in a plane in the snow. It looks like 12 died in the crash, 33 survived the plane crash. They had multiple avalanches, survived 72 days in freezing temperatures, avalanches, no food, and they ended up, in some cases, resorting to cannibalism. But even under that, a plane crash, multiple avalanches, some people survived, right? And they survived as a group. There were people with medical experience. You need skills, you need a team, you need a tribe. If you had, once again, 100 days worth of food and you sat with yourself and you ate your 100 days worth of food, you survived 100 days. If you have 10 people, maybe some of them can go look for food, right? That's how civilization forms. That's how society forms, is some percentage of the people are always working on growing food, hunting, finding food. And if they get to the point where you don't need 100% of people looking for food, that's when you say, okay, one person, we're going to have 9 people growing food, looking for food, and one person can cook, one person can get the water, right? You can start dividing up chores, and there's going to be some basic things that need to happen in any SHTF situation, any long-term survival situation. Certainly security would be one of them. You need people to stand watch, fire watch, any kind of watch where everyone else is sleeping, and you're not going to do that on your own. So I think it takes a tribe, whether you want to call it a tribe, a team, a mutual assistant group, a MAG, whatever word you want to do, family. I think it takes a tribe to survive. And on the other side, I would say, is the moral dilemma. If you had 100 days worth of food and you have friends and family that don't have food, are you going to let them starve and say, you didn't prepare, so you're going to starve to death? What if everybody survives? Or what if you survive and you know, hey, I didn't need 100 days, I only needed 50 days worth of food, and I let my friends or family starve to death? Maybe some people would, but whatever decision you have to make, you're going to have to live with, right? And for my part, I would rather share the food, not with everybody off the street, right? I understand there's a finite resources, but if we're talking friends, we're talking family, building that group, building that team, right? You can't give away everything to everybody. I'm not saying that, but I think sharing, having a group, having a team that can work together is going to do better in a survival situation than trying to go it on your own and hoard all your resources. So that's my take. There's the mental health well-being. Simply, if you sat in your basement alone and you ate your food and you survived, you're like, I made it, I survived. You're going to have some mental health challenges with that versus, hey, you got a team, you're going to try to make it together, thinking that, hey, we'll be able to find food, we're going to be able to grow food, the strength in numbers, right? If you're going to go scavenging for food, you're better off if 5 people can go scavenge for food than 1, because if you go out as that one person and now you're scavenging for food, looking for canned goods or something like that, wild berries, well, who's going to be back defending your stash, the rest of your stash of food? So you do need a group. Once again, I'd rather have 10 people for 10 days than one person be alone for 100 days, for a lot of reasons, right? One is the morality side of it. Are you going to let people starve? But just having those skills, having the safety in numbers, right? Many hands make light work. You're going to get more done, and maybe with that group, you're going to have the options. You're going to have the options to find food. So I think you need tribe, you need a team. If you haven't met people, it's a different story, right? How do you meet people? I've actually met people through this YouTube channel that were great people. So you've got to take the first step, talk to people, right? Whether you go to church or whether you go to the shooting range or whether you're going to rallies or something like that. You got to make the first step, and I know that seems to be a lost art of just going out and talking to people. Hey, what's your name, right? But building that team, building that tribe. If you're already alone, you might be thinking, hey, no big deal. I live alone. I don't have any friends. I'm going to be fine, and maybe you will. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but given the choice, I think strength in numbers, having a team, having a group is probably the way to go. So just wanted to share that. It's something I've been thinking about. And as always, guys, thank you for watching, and we appreciate you.